Drum and bass massive. Banging. So when I'm not making hip hop and other interesting music, I like to make drum and bass. And this is a reason for the drum and bass project. Yes, reason for. Yeah. Banging. So the synthesizer sound in the background, I believe I made that from using 3 maelstroms. So here they are. Let's zoom in. We can't zoom anymore because there's a weird recording ratio. When I was trying to screen capture this, it kind of, because of its weird shape, remember reason, used to be stuck inside of a rectangle window. I mean, you could make the sequencer a full-size window. It would be separate from the rack, which have a little mini. This has a little mini sequencer at the bottom of it. Slightly awkward. I'm adding this sound in the background to go along top of it. That's like a top sort of melody. Proper. Yeah, we're not really talking about much specifically today. We're just looking at a reason 4 project, because reason 12 is to be no more and reason 13 is on the horizon. You know, people panicking, oh, I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do because I won't have the most up-to-date version of Reason. No. This was made in 2021 and on Reason 4, yeah, with a few or not many sounds. You can see there, look, a few is 3, so you've got literally a combinator, a redrum, and a 4. Now, of course, the combinator's got 3 maelstroms in it, but still. Like a trumpety sound, isn't it? Kind of Jamaica style. Yeah, it's going to be completely uncut. It's just going to have me talking over it, save you getting bored of the very repetitive looping nature of having to produce music. Yes. I had this conversation with somebody before. Quick side note. He was asking me, said to me, oh, you produce, don't you? And all this sort of stuff. I was like, yeah. So why don't you play out loud at your speakers, man? I said, would you want to hear me repeating something over and over and over like 100 times while I get the notes right? No. I only play my music when I got something to play. Yeah. I'm not going to subject everybody to hours and hours of me looping stuff just to get it right, because that's what happens with production, doesn't it? In these projects, we're looping a lot of stuff over and over and over to get it quite perfect, and those people who don't do music don't really understand that aspect of it. It's like almost like filming a video and doing like retakes, do it over and over and over and over and over until you get it right. That's a lot of what music production is, really, especially when you're clicking in MIDI notes like this. Yes, I have a keyboard, many keyboards, and yes, I could play in the notes, but sometimes, and at the beginning, when I first started on Reason 2, and then after a year switched to Reason 4, I didn't have a keyboard. there was no way to play in notes, so I drew everything in like this. I know it's quite common among FL users, the beat makers, that they're clicking everything in, and then, you know, the older people are like, oh, can't believe they just click everything in. You should click everything in. You should get a keyboard. Wow, how lazy. I was clicking in notes a long time ago, like 18 years ago. I hope you like drum and bass, otherwise this video is not going to be for you. For you? Not going to be for you. Flipping heck. Let's see how we can get a vibe going with just literally 3 elements. Interesting, right? You can get more minimalist drum bass if you tried. Apparently minimalist D&B is back. It's on the rise. So maybe I should do a proper video, a tutorial on how to make minimalist drum and bass like this. You might ask the question, why am I using Reason 4? I said to you that this was made in 2001. And why was I using Reason 4 in 2001? And why do I even use Reason 4 now in some of my latest projects? Well, because of that minimalist way of production. The minimalist way, I feel, is a good way to be. You know, often we're bombarded with all these new, you know, plugins or devices, software devices, and, you know, it's like, you know, you get people that like hoard gear, you know, like they buy synthesizer after synthesizer and rack gear after rack gear and effects module after effects module. Every time something new comes in gear wise, they're buying it. They're the kind of person who's got like every kind of MPC there is, even though they've got an MPC 1, an MPC X, MPC Live 2, they're buying the MPC Key 37, whatever the heck it's called, Key, MPC Key. They buy the MPC Key 61 or the MPC Key 37, even though they've got an MPC Live 2 or an MPC 1 or MPC X and a MPK MIDI keyboard. They go and buy the latest just to have that extra piece of gear, just a gas gear acquisition syndrome themselves out of all their money in their pocket. But a similar thing happens with software, right? People are using or buying every new plugin, every new software that comes out, and us Reason users jumping out there to get the brand new Reason, the brand new version. Oh, because you feel like you're missing out. Perhaps you need to go back to a more minimalist way of making music. How about you go back and load up your old version of Reason, as old as you can, you Reason users out there, before you get Reason 13, okay? Go and find yourself or get yourself an old version of Reason, yeah? Or even if you're not a Reason user, go and get yourself an old version of your DAW. And learn to work in restrictions. It'll make your creativity better. Limitations, minimalism. Stop hoarding software or hardware thinking it's going to make your music better. Be minimalist. Bang in. Let's before we go, have another look at a project. Let me see if I can find it. Another drum bass one. Let's check it. Drum bass, check it. Let's go. That's not drum bass. Where are you? Don't worry, we'll find it. We'll find it. Here we go. Another Reason 4 drum bass project. Check it. So there's a lot more going on than this drum bass tune in the old Reason 4. However, the same principles, like I just said, about minimalism still apply, because the main focus here of this piece of music is the catchy melodies. And all the sounds again coming from Maelstrom and 4. Actually, is there a 4 here? Can't remember. Check it. Check it, work it, check it. So on this one, I'm actually adding in a little top melody. Again, too lazy to go and get the keyboard and plug it in. So we're just doing clickety click with the mouse again. Okay, this is quite interesting. So when I can't think of a melody, or I don't want to write out the melody, but I think it in my head, what I'll do is I'll hum it or whatever, or I'll sing it inside my head, or hear it in my head, and then I'll play one key in time with the melody in my head. So we end up with a straight line of MIDI, but it's all in time. And then I manually move the MIDI notes into that melody I can hear in my head. Interesting. Again, we're repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over until we get it right. Yeah, this process will be in the headphones until we've actually got a nice, I don't know, 1 minute loop, and then we'll get it out the monitor speakers or the stereo to test it. I'm gonna let this play out a little bit because I want you to see the process. It's just a screen capture of the process. So we fast forward about maybe 8 minutes, and now we've finally got the melody and all the MIDI moved into the right locations to get a nice little top melody going. See, all these old legacy devices, I call them legacy devices, you know, the early devices, like the NN19 sampler, the Maelstrom subtractor, You know, these are legacy devices, you know, they're old, but they're still perfectly capable of making all those really, really nice sounds, which you can hear coming from the demonstration of the Polytone, the brand new Reason 13 device, you know. I mean, I'd go as far as to say as any sound in the Polytone could have been made with the legacy devices and effects available in Reason for a long time, over 15 years, the Maelstrom. I'm going to be doing some videos where I'm going to be making some music live in the middle of the woods, and also in a studio, paid studio, which I'm going to go travel to London or other area to go and pay for a studio. And the reason for that will be coming in a future video where I'll talk about the problems of recording or making music at home in a home studio when you're surrounded by neighbours that are annoying and disruptive. Save that for another video, but back to the banging drum bass. A lot of the drums, now I'll make like a top line using the re-drum or Kong. Well, no Kong here in Reason 4, but the re-drum, get the kick going, whatever. But a lot of the sounds I find really good for drum bass come from the old stock library available in Reason 4 and before, from the Dr. X player. You know, either using the whole entire loops as they are, pitching them up and down, or using elements of each one to make something from it. If you want to make drum bass and jungle, check out those old Dr. X loops inside the Reason Factory sound bank, because they're still there. They are still there, oh yes. You hear that sound? So that's coming from the EQ. It's a nice way of changing up the sound, and with an easy effect, just sort of create a track line for an M-class EQ 2-band and just play around with the knobs until it sort of sweeps, like a filter sweep. Just sounds good, you know. One of the oldest tricks in the book for anybody who's making music and so on, but still, sounds good. So we're changing the wave there on the M-class. Just a real nice way of getting some nice sound effects going. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked it, a little look at some drum and bass projects made in a really old version of Reason, a very restricted, limited version of Reason. If you're panicking that you need to go and get the latest version of 13, well, how about you learn the instruments that already exist in your version of Reason, whether it be minimalism sparks creativity. Peace. Peace out.